A very good morning to one and all. Welcome you all to the national level FDP on physical education in the digital era, innovative tools, techniques, and approaches for effective sports education organized by IQAC and Department of Physical Education in collaboration with Directorate of Physical Education, Mangalore University and PFI Karnataka. You don't stop playing because you grow old. You grow old because you stop playing. In order for a man to succeed in life, God
Harish,
provides two means education and physical activity.
sorry for the interpretation. Haritha ma'am, your voice is not audible.
Okay, sir, just a minute. Is it audible now, sir? Hello, sir. Can you hear me? Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry for the interruption, sir. Yes, you don't stop playing because you grow old. You grow old because you stop playing. In order for a man to succeed in life, God provided him with two means education and physical activity. Not separately, one for the soul and the other for the body, but for two together with two means can attain perfection. Right now, computers, which are supposed to be servant, are almost a major part of our lives. And this, it is very important to understand the role of computers in physical education. Beginning with this topic, for the seventh day of the FDP on physical education in the digital era, innovative tools, techniques, and approaches for the effective sports education organized by Soundarya Institute of Management and Science, IQAC and Department of Physical Education in collaboration with Directorate of Physical Education, Bangalore University and PFI Karnataka. I welcome you all for this FDP. I take this opportunity to cordially welcome our chairman, Sri Soundarya P. Manjappa sir. Welcome you, sir. And also, I welcome our managing director, Sunita ma'am. I heartfully welcome our CEO, Mr. Keertan Kumar, and managing trustee, Mr. Varun Kumar. Welcome you, sir. A warm welcome to our beloved principal, Dr. Suresh C. Hegadi. I welcome the speaker for the day, Dr. Gerald Santhosh, Director and Chairman, Department of PG Studies and Physical Education, Mangalore University. I welcome you, sir. I also welcome Dr. Virupaksha, Chairman and Director, Department of PG Studies and Physical Education, Kwampu University. I take this opportunity to welcome Dr. Lingaraju, Director, Directorate of Physical Education, Bangalore University. It's my pleasure to welcome Mr. Shrikant, Secretary, PFI Karnataka and Director of Physical Education, Bangalore North University. I extend my warm welcome to the advisory committee members, organizing committee members, technical committee members, teaching and non-teaching fraternity of SIMS. Most importantly, a heartfelt welcome to all the esteemed participants from various corners of the country. Welcome you all for this FDP program. At the outset, it gives me an immense pleasure in introducing the speaker for the day. The speaker for the day is Dr. Gerald Santhosh D. Souza. Sir is the Director and Chairman of Physical Education, Mangalore University. Coming to his educational qualifications, Sir has completed his BCom, BPed, MPed, NIS diploma in hockey, gold medal in BPed, MPed, and NIS. He has been certificate in aerobics from American Aerobics Association and LNIPE Gaulu. Coming to the sports achievements of Sir, he has represented state at junior level in hockey in 1986-87 and represented university in hockey. He has been proficient in athletics, basketball, and football. And his professional achievements, sir, to his credit, sir have presented many papers in international and national conferences. And Sir has published papers in international journals, coached the university hockey teams in the last 18 years and won South Zone gold thrice and runners in South Zone once. He has been appointed as BOE and BOE's members in various universities in Karnataka. And he has also served as coordinator for PG studies and research in physical education during last 2 years. Sir, it is pleasure to have you here on this occasion, sir. Over to you, Gerald, sir.
Thank you, ma'am, for your lovely introduction. And first, at the outset, I would like to thank the principal, management, uh, physical director, Mr. Harish, and all who are responsible for giving me this opportunity to speak to you. Well, today my topic is how computers are useful in physical education. Uh, Mr. Harish, can I share my screen? Harish, can you enable the screen sharing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Fine. Well, today my topic is, once again, hello to everyone who are present on this webinar. Today my topic will be on computerization in physical education and sports. Well, I think computer is not of recent origin. Computer has been from, I think from the past many decades, computer has been in existence. But right now, computers has come into the limelight. Well, as we all know, technology penetrates every sphere of our life, whether it is in our workplace, kitchen, house, or the play field, technology is there. And computer is one of the important aspects of modern technology. You know, computer has become an essential part in our daily lives, and need of introducing computer technology into the realm of physical education is greatly magnified nowadays, because with the onset of this Olympics, with the popularization of games, with many of our athletes succeeding at the international level, getting gold medals even at the world championships, people have been attracted towards sports now as a career opportunity and also as a means of improving our health. And so the demand from physical education sports personnel has increased. And due to this demand, I think it is very important, very imperative that we get technology into sports to make people more, to make it more attractive to people. And the application of computer technology means the combination of computers in both theoretical as well as practical aspects of sports and physical education. And when we talk of technology, doesn't only mean computer-based technology, but it also means a lot of mathematical techniques which are involved in physical education and sports. Well, the word computer comes from the word compute, as we all know, which means to calculate. And it's all started with a calculator, and when the demand for more complex programs, complex calculations arose, then it gave to rise to another important machine called the computer. And this is a programmable machine which executes a program list of instructions and responds to the instructions given to it. And also an electronic device which manipulates information or data. And the creation of modern computer has changed the face of this planet. You know, computer per se has become obsolete. Computer in the past, computer means a simple machine, you know, desktop computer. But now computer it's what the talk of computer in the past is now just a tool, but the computer calculations, the computer related applications far outnumber these computers, or they outshadow these computers. And so this is what we are talking about, the computer-based technology. And you know, there are more devices nowadays which are fitted with microchips or sensors than there are human beings. Well, in particular, progress in hardware, that is the processor, speed, storage capacity, communication technology, then the softwares, the tools, information management systems, and also the media, which are represented by internet, e-learning, multimedia, has opened the doors to wide possibilities of applications in physical education and sports. Before we go further, let me just touch on the hardware requirements. Of course, all of us know what are the hardwares involved in a computer, but what are the requirements? Not too much in the recent past. We were just satisfied a computer with normal, maybe even what's the Pentium processors, Celeron processors. Um, Only for the few people who are into high-end computers, they required Intel i5, i7, and all those processors. But now, with so many opportunities coming up, they say uh, in the face of adversity, the opportunities come up. And though this COVID situation has caused a lot of harms, caused a lot of losses to us, they also have shown us a lot of opportunities. They opened a lot of doors. You know, when people are pressurized, they react to this pressure um, by reacting to it positively, and that's what has happened. And due to the communications problem, I think it has opened a plethora of opportunities for professionals in communication technology. So now, when we talk of this, I think the minimum thing which you require is a normal Intel i5 or i7 or even the Ryzen processors, and the minimum GB RAM is 8 GB. Well, SSD storage is advisable, but otherwise hybrid storage also very good. And then most importantly, you know, instead of integrated discrete, integrated graphics card, I think discrete graphic cards are very important. So of course, this is my view, and of course, everyone has his own specification for a computer. But I think a decent computer is very much essential and is a tool for all your other processes. Well, let me also touch a little on World Wide Web. As you all know, Internet is a network of all computers, and World Wide Web is a part of Internet which has its most prominent part, which can be defined as a techno-social system to interact humans based on technological networks, which means that technology is embedded into the system, which enhances our human cognition, human understanding, which is through communication and cooperation. There are so many web-based softwares. And talking of World Wide Web, right now we are in the web third generation. What started as a web first generation was only one-sided, where the machine showed us what was there on the screen, and we were just saying it was a one-sided communication. And web 2 started communication on both sides. It showed us, and we responded by communicate on the web, by emails, by doing some programs, websites. And the web 3 has become a multi-functional, multi-dimensional area where the machines are cooperating or communicating with machines, and machines are communicating with human beings. And that is why you can see nowadays, when you go on a shopping website, if you go browse certain certain shopping items, then when you go to another browser, another page, I think all those which we have seen there will come over here as advertisement. The web is understanding what we require. Of course, that's all programming, but this is what Web 3 is all about. It has given a lot of opportunities for us to explore the technology, web technology. And it seems Web 4 is not far away, maybe 5-10 years down the line. And it seems that humans may come to a point where they may be able to communicate with the machines on an intellectual level just by thinking things might happen. Well, we have to wait and see for that. But as of now, we are in a very dynamic stage of computer technology. Well, before we go further, what are the functions of physical education in which this web technology can be used? First functions you can say is that teaching and instructional function. Of course, if we are teachers, physical education teachers, if we are researchers, if we are coaches, trainers, we have to teach, we have to instruct our students, our trainees. So this is important for one of the fundamental functions of physical education. Then coaching and training, how to impart coaching, how to impart training also is very important. The research into sports related domains. Well, if you want to improve performance and improve our health, lifestyle, reduce injuries, if you want to explore into what makes a person successful in sport, then you have to go into research. And research, there are a lot of fields of research, sports sciences, there is sports sociology, sports training, sports marketing, commercial sports, and sports psychology. All these research domains, sports domains can be can be explored using technology. Then fitness instruction and management. Well, if I'm a gym trainer, if I have my own gym, if I start a business, then well, I'll have to instruct my participants, instruct my clients, and manage them, manage my gym. So that is important. And here is where technology should be used. Then research and development, though it is not purely our cup of tea, of course, the high-end companies, the research-oriented agencies will do this research and development, of course, without computer knowledge, without computer innovations, without computer applications. I don't think research and development is possible. Then sports management and administration. Though we can do a lot of things manually, I think inculcating this technology into the sports management and administration field is very important to reduce our expenses, reduce time, improve the manpower performance, and also to improve efficiency in our institution. Then the health management aspects. Health is a very important part of physical education and sports. Sports is done. One of the main aims is to improve our health, and health management systems are very important. We have to be high tech in improving it. When the hospitals are using all high tech equipment, we also should be able to get technology into monitoring our health. And the commercial aspects, of course, a lot of technology has come into commercial. The world has been made small. We can access any equipment, any sports services throughout the world just by the click of a button. So we should be aware of all the aware of all the opportunities in the technological arena, in the commercial aspects. Then the communication and social media is another important aspect. Whatever you do in the above functions, what functions I've already discussed, if we do not communicate with our clients, with our students, with our trainees, with our colleagues, with experts, I don't think it is whatever we have learned, whatever we have done in before this can be successful. And social media also is very important, where we have to showcase ourselves. So these are all the different functions which can be, where technology can be adapted, where technology can be involved. We'll see one by one, we'll see how technology can be used in these functions. Well, before this, as we all know, till now we have been using certain computers, software such as MS Office, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, to make files, to make some calculations, to make some presentations, and also statistical software. Those are going to research, or those who are doing some calculations, high-end calculations. A lot of calculations have been using SPSS. Then we have been using internet for searching information, for references, for send mails and receive mails, and do some kind of browsing. About the equipment, normally we have some of cameras in our with us, that is normal cameras or digital or mobile cameras and videography. Then we do some kind of simple editing with the ready-made softwares. So till now we have been doing all these things. We are normally, most of us are acquainted with these kind of normal technology, but we have to go one step ahead. We have to go one step higher to get more out of this. How we can do that? Well, one important thing which the situation now has thrown out is this: how to manage classes. And in that, one of the systems is LMS, the Learning Management System. Well, it was just a word for us a couple of years back, but now it is become a reality. I've given an example of Google Classroom over here because all of us are familiar with this. Most of us are familiar with this. Then we have got e-content creation, how to create e-content and dissemination. Then how to use the online for meetings and classes. These are the three important things which we can use to teach and instruct our students. Well, coming to Google Classroom, this is the Google Classroom. For those who are not really explored this, well, Google Classroom is a digital classroom where we invite our students, where we register our students through their emails. And we've got a full list of students. We give them assignments, we give them quizzes, we give them daily classes, and they reciprocate, and we can keep a record of all that is happening. Now here, I'll just give some screenshots of over here. So this is the dashboard. Give me a few seconds. Well, this is the dashboard of the Google Classroom. You can see in my Google Classroom, I have got two classes. For practical purposes, we can say, since I'm teaching this BPED MPED so in this university, I can say one classroom is BPED first semester, another classroom is MPED first semester. I can also have MPED third semester, and BPED third semester. So this is a classroom, and this is the dashboard. And if you go into the classroom, we can see the class work. That is, what all I have done, what all assignments I've done, what all classes I've given through, through digital, that is through online mode, and what students, what feedback the students have given me every day. That is date wise. Well, then you got who are the people in my classroom. That is staff members as well as the students. In this is a sample class where I was a student, so it has come as classmates. But I think when I'll be doing my class, I think I'll be having students and also teachers whom I registered in my class. That is, even they can use this for giving giving material notes for the students. And then you can also give assignments, and once the assignments are given, the students also can, this is the student's view, that the student's screenshot of a student's view. But even as a teacher also, I have the information about who has submitted and who has not submitted. The important thing about this Google Classroom is, um, people say this will substitute the classroom teaching. I am sure it won't substitute the classroom teaching, because classroom teaching has got its own importance, and especially for high schools and colleges, I don't think classroom teaching can be substituted. There has to be some kind of a human touch there. But these kind of learning management systems can be used as supplements. Instead of giving everything on, what do you call that, physically, everything in the classroom, you can tell them to upload, you can tell them to prepare the assignments, you can give them the quizzes, you can give them the exams, whichever is possible through online, and you can tell them to submit, so that you have a record. You don't require to keep a physical copy of the files of the assignments. And then coming to e-content and dissemination. What is e-content? E-content, nothing but electronic content, which comprises of whatever information we create using electronic devices. It might be documents, it might be pictures, videos, graphics, animations, etc. And then there are devices which create e-content. Which are the devices? Computers, cameras, then mobiles. All these are the main important devices which create e-content. And also dissemination through, that is spreading or communication of this e-content through websites, blogs, social media presentation. For example, what I am doing is one of the dissemination of my e-content, my presentation. So as you can see here, e-content, the elements of e-content are the text, audio, video, animation, and interactive, then the graphics. And here I have a combination of all these. You can combine 2-3 of them. You can combine everything. For example, Google Classroom, they combined a lot of things. And in the end, you get a final product, and which is your e-content. And I've given you some of the software to create the e-content. Suppose you have an institution, you have a gym, you have your fitness center, and your own self, you as a teacher, you want to create your own e-content. Then you can go to all these, these are all open source softwares, or there are many such softwares, you can search for them, but just examples I have given them. These softwares can be used to create logos, edit audios, edit images, and also to record the screens of a presentation. This software can be used. And also, what hardware is required? You might think, well, I don't have any money, or I can't afford to have all this high-tech equipment. Well, actually, you don't require much. Simple web cameras. Of course, if you want to have a good e-content, please don't use your web camera coming with your laptops, but have another external web camera which has got a good resolution, and also handycams, mobile phones, microphones, tripods, which are normal, which with a small budget you can purchase all this, and you can have a lab, e-content lab for yourself. Well, now dissemination of these e-content can be done, in addition to these emails through clouds. One of the ways is through online platforms like Zoom, Google Meet, WebEx, Microsoft Teams, and the many such other things. You can have meetings, you can discuss, you can do your information through these online platforms. And the important aspect is cloud-based content. You can keep your information in the cloud. For example, I've given in the Google Suite, you have Google Forms, Google Sheets, Google Docs, Google Slides, which are equivalent to, Windows MS Word or MS Excel or MS PowerPoint. The only difference is that this is in the cloud. You don't have it physically on your computer. It is in the cloud. You can access it. Many advantages is you can access and you can share it with anyone and anytime. For example, if you have a student who is doing research under you, or if you are doing research, you can just convert it to Google Doc, whatever things you have to give for correction. You can give to the send to your guide. I mean, you did not send the whole document to your guide, but the link to that document can be sent to the guide, and the guide can correct it there itself and save it, and you got the corrected document in your cloud. As well as the many other things which can be done on this uh, the Excel sheets as well, but without any physical exchange. I mean, even through email, if you exchange, you have to download it to a computer. But here, there's no downloading. But of course, you require a good internet connection. So this is how you can use the cloud-based content. This is how you can disseminate the knowledge. And here, as an example, I have given you one such a software, which is a cloud-based lab solution. Those who are interested or doing on sports sciences like sports psychology or sports biomechanics or sports physiology. This is one such lab station, is one such LMS, I can say, which is done by AD Instruments. And I'll just give, let's go through it. We'll see how. Now, here in this lab station, you have around 500 interactive and customizable life science lessons. For example, you can see here, well, it has got some starting problem here when I click the. Well, see here, so many in this software, you have got so many physiology, understanding animal, exercise, neuroscience. So whatever you are interested in, you can find it in this LT platform. And then you can author it, you can customize the content. For example, see this content over here. This content, for example, what we saw in the content in the previous slide, here we are, when you open it up, it comes like this. And you can customize it to your need and requirements. You can make some kind of modifications, you can change the wordings, and before sending the link to a student. So this is as a notes, the students, this is a very interactive software the students can see and learn. And then we have got, there are so many contents in this, that is, there are more than 500 contents and videos. Those are the classes which I previously showed. Each class, you've got so many contents. And here also you can customize, you can drag and drop information, pictures, videos, and you can give quizzes to the students. And it's very interactive. You can ask questions and get answers, and you can use the videos. That's like I said before. This is what is happening in this LT lab station. Of course, there are many such learning softwares, and I'm just giving the introduction that there can be so much of technology in teaching. Only thing, we have to explore these things. Then one important aspect is website creation. Normally, when we talk of website, we think that it is only left to the computer geeks who can do all these things. But I think it is very easy. It is. I mean, there are so many softwares nowadays, very interactive softwares, user-friendly softwares or website creation tools. And there are some tools like Wix.com and Google Tools. And you can have your own personal website, institutional website. You can make blogs to make yourself socially visible. Suppose you are having some kind of a hobby, like maybe running or maybe something like that. then you can put it into your blogs, daily blogs, and people can see and get inspired from you. And there are some free websites. I'll be taking you to my website, which I have created. Well, it's already on this thing. I'll take. Now, this is a website which I have created. Well, this is just an experimental one. I haven't completed yet, but I just wanted to share it with you. Now, this is my whole page, and this is my personal info. In my personal info, I have put in my running journey, my links to my personal publication, professional presentation, all these documents. And about this website, you see, about this website, what is this website about? And then they contact, how can I contact? How can people contact me? Fine. Well, isn't this very exciting? I think this is exciting. Okay. So how many of us would like to have this kind of a website? Now, what does this website do? Website, gives us a social visibility. It gives us it projects ourselves, and people who want to know about us can straight away go to a website and download our biodata. And professionally, it's very, very helpful. And also, if we have some kind of a instruction gym or some kind of fitness center, we can do our own websites. We can do websites of our individual departments. So that's a very interesting technology, computer-based technology, which we can use. And then there's conducting management of competitions. Well, nowadays at the international level, everything is computerized. At our levels, it is difficult to maybe do that, to access all these facilities, but we should be aware of what is happening around us. We should be aware of the possibilities of what is happening around us. It's not that only the Olympics they use, so why should we know about it? I mean, we can't use it, we can't afford it, but it's not that, when time might come when we might get the opportunity to use it, we might be officiating at such kind of tournaments. So we should be aware of all these things. And being professionals, it is very important that we are aware of the modern technology. And you can see in the slide, Hawkeye technology is very popular nowadays, especially badminton, cricket, tennis, where they tracks the equipment, either the ball or the shuttle or the tennis ball. Then there's a sneakometer, stump vision, which you use in cricket, a smart ball system in football. There are umpteen number of equipment which are used to conduct and manage competitions, especially in officiating aspects. Well, now let's come to the application, that research into sports-related domains. Now, this is a very important aspect, because without research, I don't think any field of knowledge can improve. Research is very important, and whatever has happened now has been because of research. From the time when athletic techniques such as Fosbury flop or the glide technique by Barry O'Brien, I don't think maybe they might have had the basic computer, but I don't think they had much equipment. But still, through their knowledge they have done. But nowadays, through everything, through simulations, people are trying to find ways and means of how to improve the performances. Now, one such field is exercise physiology. In this photograph, you can see the sports lab, which is in our department, where we're conducting, of course, we're not conducting experiments on a regular level, but we have been conducting experiments for us, teaching our students on exercise physiology, which measures the cardiovascular parameters, oxygen consumption, respiratory oxygen exchange ratio, spirometry. And this is what is there in this equipment, and the software which you use is a lab chart. And I'll just show a screenshot of the lab chart over here. Now, this is the lab chart where whatever we have, what information we're getting through that, through the equipment is getting on this lab chart. You can see this oxygen consumption, carbon dioxide production, and also the respiration, heart rate, the respiratory rate, tidal volume. Well, all these parameters can be converted into the spreadsheet, and we can analyze these things. Then coming to biomechanics also, we have got a recent equipment. We have got electron micrography, where you can see the the sports person having these electrodes, sensors which sense the muscle activations, and this can be used while he's doing any kind of workout for performance, for injury management, for research. We can use this, and the same equipment, I mean, same is read on a lab chart. Lab chart is used for this also, and here the lab chart, you see this is a screenshot of my research which I had done as a sample. You can see me, of course, this is screenshot, so it's not moving, but as I move, even the the muscle contractions also move. This part is where the muscles are contracting. This part is where it is relaxing. And this is a window. The three windows are there in one screen. And this is the what's a graphical representation how different muscles is the VLR, that is vastus lateralis, vastus medialis. Anyway, this is how the muscles react um, when they are exerted, when exercise is being done. And one more important in sports biomechanics is force platforms. I'll show you a small, of course, they're very expensive, but we have to have knowledge, we have to have regarding information regarding. This is a sports platform where athlete is trying to find out the power, energy, force applied while he's doing this counter jumps, counter vertical jumps, and this is a software he's selecting this repetitive counter movement jumps. Now it's all ready-made software which is very easy to operate, and then he's entering the data like if it's bilateral two legs, if it is unilateral left, right, then also how he keeps his hand, hips, and then for how many seconds he's going to perform, how many repetitions. And once all that information is entered into the system, it tells how he should first stand straight and look up straight. And now once he starts doing these jumps, the information is recorded on the screen, and it is, information is brought out, output is in form of tables. And whenever you click any of the output, you can see the graphical representation of this. Now, this is important to see at what point the athlete gets fatigued, and under fatigue conditions, what is his performance. And then also a short clip you have of how a sports, see how the platform can be used to find out how athletes should land, and when landing, what are the forces exerted on his various joints. So these are the different, analytical tools, software which are there. Of course, many more are there. This is just a sample. And then sports psychology also we can test through computerized tests. Before we had some reaction tests, scale reaction tests or memory tests, manual tests. But now even using this lab chart, the AD instruments have come up with physio-psychological, equipment, physio-psychological equipment where the reaction test can be done, the memory test can be done, even biofeedback, that is how the body reacts to different situations, also can be analyzed. And the next slide will show you the different equipment which is used for that. This is a Power Lab, is a data acquisition system. Through this Power Lab, all the data is got. And these are the individual equipment which are taking the feedback from various aspects. For example, this is skin temperature with detect the temperature, change in temperature of the skin. This is a galvanic skin response, and this electrodes for galvanic skin response, and this is a respiratory belt picture. And of course, all these are done in lab chart. Now this is a screenshot, like I said before, this is a lab chart software. So these are two screenshots of the lab chart software. Now, of course, since we have this equipment in our university, I am showing it, but there are many such softwares which can be used, which can be explored. But the important thing is we have to be aware of the opportunities which are existing, which if you are interested, which are existing, which can be used. And then, other than this, research oriented, let's come to sports analysis. We are all physical education dietitians. We like to analyze sports. And now there are many such sports analytical tools, analysis systems, softwares. And one such is some of them are, as I mentioned, a Silicon Coach, Dartfish, Kinovia. One such, let's go to Silicon Coach. And in Silicon Coach, like most softwares, it can capture the video live. You can lively record the video and transfer it into the software. Then you can analyze it by drawing lines, measurements, the length of the line, will denote maybe the magnitude of force or drawing the angles, etc. Then you can compare two videos of the same person or of different person to see the difference in the style, difference in the techniques. And then also you can do screen recording. These kind of softwares, once you record it in the screen, you can put in your comments, you can put in the analysis, verbal as well as written, and quickly share them with your athletes or with other coaches. Then you can record this data and keep the data so that you can use for research or analysis. Then also, there are a lot of options in the video, just like a video editing tool. You can do the time shifting, keep a delay in the video stream so you can watch the replay and step-by-step analysis can be done. Yeah, and this is a screenshot of the silicon coach. Well, coming to the next one, the Dartfish. In the Dartfish is similar kind of software, but here is more importantly here, you can take the videos or through your mobiles also, or your tabs, and then send it to your students, send it to your athletes to analyze, either by mobile or by computer, laptop, or even the cloud. You can send it, and then you can share it in your workspace by emails, or also you can have an direct access. You can share the feedback with the students, with the players. And this is a screenshot of the video of what you get from the Dartfish software. And you can also analyze the whole skill, whether it is a team performance, whether individual performance, and we can give you a post-match review. And one of the important softwares, and also one of my favorites also, is Kinovia, because this is a free software. You can download it, but see the amount of options which are there in this software. You can compare and synchronize two or three videos. Two videos. Of course, it's a screenshot, but videos can be compared, can be played together and see of a same person or of two different persons. Then you can add basic annotations like lines, symbols, labels, numbers. Then you can measure the time spans, or you can measure the angle, joint angles, or how long it takes for him to move the angles. Then an important, very interesting point is to track the trajectory. For example, you see in this weightlifting, see how his weight is moving. Normally, when what I understand is from this point to this point, the weight has to come straight, but he's moving it in a curved manner. It means he's wasting his time, or he's moving the weight in a longer distance. So, more energy is used. So this kind of analysis can be done for other skills. And then also, you can also continuously track the angles. For example, you can see that you can do it in athletics. You can do it in any other field. If you put the markings of the joint, and you can play this. Then you can slow down the time. Whichever video you can slow down a part of the video so that, for example, you slow down this pushing off the wall and somersaulting backwards and landing. This part has been, slowed down so that it can be analyzed. And also the video can be rotated, zoomed, or in different directions. This is now it can be rotated and zoomed up to 2.5 times so that you can see the technique, you can see what mistakes that is doing, you can analyze the skills. Or this is a mirror version on the other side. So isn't this wonderful? So many opportunities we have, and once again I repeat, this is a free software, and if you think how to learn that, I think there are a lot of tutorials on Google, not just related to this software, but any software which you want to learn. You can always go to Google, search Google for the tutorials on these softwares. And then coming to some of the gadgets or some of the computers, we say that they're all activity watches and all. Actually, these are not activity watches, but these are computers in the watch. These are the mini computers. If you go to the website, they say, some of the websites says computers in the watch. Now we'll just go through some of them. For example, Polar watch, what does it do? For an individual like me, if I want to analyze my own workout. See here, I have run how much I've done 13 kilometers, and my average heart rate is 135, 112, 300 calories, 1 hour 45 minutes. Now see, it shows the route where I've gone, and below this it shows my heart rate, my pace, and as I take the slider, it shows how I am moving at which part of the race, what is my heart rate, and what is my pace. And you can see as you go below, you can see in the terrain, these are all the gradients. These are all uphills. As you all know, there are a lot of uphills over here. And this is the splits. I have set a split of 1 kilometer, all the splits. What are the different times, the different splits? I think I was a bit slow over here. Okay, but it's very interesting to see the improvement or see the where a person can improve. Then when it comes to team training, well, Polar has brought out a team training system where if you see here, for example, you have seen in football matches when they come out for substitutions, they show how many kilometers they have done till run during the match. And this is one such systems where you can see over here there are around I think around 20 sensors which you can place it in the players, give to the players, and whatever happens in a match is recorded in this tab. All the players, their heart rate, their percentage of exertion, intensity, and their pace, and how much they're walking, how much they're jogging, how much they're sprinting, GPS, everything is being recorded. This is the system, and this is how the person records it, how it can be used. And same like, okay, coming to the good fitness training, if I have a gym, can I make it more tech savvy? Well, of course, you have to spend a little bit, but if in Western countries or where people can afford, they all are wearing a Polar. Of course, this advertised by Polar, so they advertise as Polar sensors. And you see this instructor has put on screen all the participants' information, what is their heart rate, what percentage they are exerting, the intensity, the calorie burn, metabolic rate, and all those things. And nowadays, you see the instruction has become highly technological. We can't, nowadays, even India, people have become high tech especially in metropolitan cities like, in Mumbai, in Bangalore, all these. When Gold's Gym, we're reading about Gold's Gym in USA some many years back. We're thinking when such things will come to India, but now it has come and people are using this kind of technology and clients are getting attracted to it. I think it is high time that we in physical education in other parts also start using these things. We have to invest some time and money on these things, either through the institution or through our personal resources. And then we have got this is not Polar, this is Garmin also. We got a similar interface. This is my, or whatever information which I've gathered, that is date-wise. This is a calendar. And then this is where I have run. And even here, the same thing. Of course, I have not used the heart rate monitor, so there is no heart rate over here. But as you can see, there is a pace is there over here, how the pace changes and at what different different points in my run. And here the summary of as I go down, the summary of my run, where I have 1 hour 15 minutes, I have run for 10 kilometers, my average pace. And in this watch, I had kept 250 meters at split. So every 250 meters, it's showing my different parameters. One more thing which I did was analyze the player while playing hockey I just gave him the sensor, the watch, and saw how he moves in the hockey. You can see how he's moving in different parts of the field. After all zigzag over here in the hockey field. See how he's moving. We can analyze which part of the field is moving more by. This must be in extra time when the ball goes up. And doing different parts of the game, we can see his pace, also his heart rate when he stops. You can see over here, there is a zero pace. Most probably this is during halftime. And this is a summary of his effort, the 170 maximum heart rate, 122 average heart rate. And this is the splits. And also these splits, this pace can be separately opened up, and it can be overlaid with the with the heart rate. Now we got the heart rate and pace together, and a part of this we can zoom in so that can zoom for your research, you can see, by moving the cursor, you can find out which part of that, at what time, how much he was running, how much has run fast, how much has jogged. Depending on that, you can do this kind of a survey. And then also we got the Training Peaks also is one such software. Now these Training Peaks and all are open platform softwares, which if you sync with the watch, you'll get transferred to this. And this is the calendar, and of course this is the, here I run on the track, so it is showing on the track, and this is the summary of my workout, analysis of my workout. And the one more important is the Strava Fitness. I think many of you heard of it. This also open an online platform where the watch can be synced with this, and whatever we stored in the watches will get transferred here. This shows my run, where there is the splits, and when I click on the splits, when I click on the 1 kilometer splits, when I click on the splits, it shows that segment is shown in my route. Okay, and you can see the terrain, all uphills, downhills a few, uphills are more. And how, as I go through each, I slide the cursor, how it shows my route. Now, these are some of the watches. There are many other such watches, but the most important, can see the gold standards are the Polar watch and the Garmin watch, and they are very important from the point of view of individual analysis, individual monitoring of fitness and performance improvement. And this is very important tool for a physical education trainer, for a coach especially. And there are other fitness apps you can always download on the mobiles, like the Deep Test software, Cooper Test, Body Byte, Nike Training, Endomondo. And coming to the Deep Test software, normally we do we do manually, record manually, but there's a Deep Test software which I think which costs only around 200 rupees. You can test around maybe I think 15 to 20 at a time. You can test. Of course, it's very difficult to stop. So to to keep track of so many people, but in a group you can do it. And also the Cooper Test software, where you can just start the watch in that software, start the time and start running, and end of 12 minutes you can see the distance covered through the GPS module in that software. So you don't require to keep a marked track or a area where you have marked the distance. You can just keep running in a flat surface, and when 12 minutes are up, you can see the distance to the GPS, and that is converted into VO2 max. So those are all the important softwares which we can use for our own personal fitness as well as for fitness of students. Now, these are the simple, other than those, offline, you can have so many other technologies there. Simple technology, if you have simple video camera using slow motion, which I have done over here, I'll just go through this. Now, see, this is simple, actually slow motion in a video, but you can see this athlete, how high he is going. You can always analyze how he is landing, after landing, what is his next step, how fast he is using that. Then, this skill is about a player using hockey. See, his left hand is held much down, and left hand is not pulling back. Left hand is moving along with the right hand, so he's not getting the elevation into the ball. This is one aspect. Then also you have got another football player, who is kicking more into the ground. These things you can show to the students and tell them, look, this feedback is very important. See, he's kicking more into the ground, and the force is already dissipated into the ground. Even the team events, skills you can analyze, just see how he, just before he does leg thrust, you can study his movement, study the cues which he's giving. This can be done for opponents so that we know when he's going to perform a particular technique, so we can manage it. And the last one about long jump, you see how he's jumping, no height, and in the landing, he's bending backwards, the center of gravity is behind, so it's falling backwards. Of course, this is just a BPED class. He's not a professional long jumper, but this we can these simple techniques, simple gadgets, simple technology we can use to teach our students about what has to be done, about the techniques, about the analysis. Then coming to after all this analysis, we can, if we are interested, if you are going into research, if you want to do some kind of projects, we should be aware of certain statistical software. Normally, most of the calculations can be done through Excel and add-ons into Excel. But then if you got too many samples and if you got a lot of information and a lot of calculations to be done, then SPS is a very popular software for us. And I don't think that everyone should be very expert in this, but people should be aware of the calculations, aware of this software, so that when time comes, he can use this software for his analysis. The research and development, of course, this is not our cup of tea, we can say. This is left to more to the manufacturing companies or to the equipment companies or the research centers. But we have to be aware, because we have to appreciate what is happening, because we are the people who are using the end products of this kind of research and development. So if you understand what research is happening to develop those products, we'll appreciate that research, as well as we can give our feedback regarding what is wrong with that particular equipment or particular outfit. So in swimming, you know, they have designed suits. Before they used to wear just the trunks, and even the males used to have the small trunks, but now they're having a full length or 3/4 length swimming bottoms, or the full body suits, which reduces the water resistance. Then they got safety equipments. Through computer simulation, people try to understand how much of force is applied when the ball hits the different parts of the body, and what kind of equipment should be, safety equipment should be given, and what kind of materials should be created for those safety equipments. And researching the motion, the movement of sports people, also the product design is made. For example, in the equipment, the design rackets, strings, ball have been designed, and artificial surfaces, hockey, football, tennis have been designed after taking into view, after taking into this computer simulation. You know, everything is done in computer, everything is computerized to see how much forces are acted upon. And how much of injuries might occur, and how the movement can be improved, how performance can be improved. And based on that research, the development of equipment, of even sportswear like dry fit or aerodynamic sportswear of cyclists is done. Then coming to sports management and administration, many of us, even now, when we manage our own, let it be just a physical education department, we manage most of it manually. We do not have a proper system to manage our files or manage our stock. There are a lot of open source softwares. Forget about softwares. You can always use this MS Office tools to have a system where you are to manage your department, or through your gym or your fitness center. And there are you can digitalize your documents, and you can store them in the cloud. You can give them links so that people can access them. And there are a lot of software for conducting certain athletic meets or competition. For example, if you see any Olympic sites, when the Olympics is being conducted, or Commonwealth events are being conducted, if you go to the site, you can see how nicely each game has been bifurcated, and under each game how the schedule has been done, and after each event, after the results, how the next part of the competition, how they are projecting it. All these are because of softwares. We can have our own small softwares, or we can create our own small softwares through Excel and through PowerPoint and through Word. And also we can use accounting softwares and stock softwares, which are already available in the on net. And then the gym management systems, such as the Gym Master. There are many such gym management systems where you can record how many clients are registered, record their progress, and whether they are, how much registration and their fees paid by them. Everything can be taken into account in this software. So it is important that we use this software in management and administration, because it saves time, and it's maybe you might have to spend some. If you want to get a good software, you might have to pay some kind of money, but it reduces the time, it reduces the human resources, it gives efficiency in your management. And then health and fitness, man. As I said, health and fitness is very important for us. And in the two aspects, one is we can monitor health through Bluetooth and body composition scale. And if you see here, this is a simple scale where you stand upon that, you get the information on your mobile. Well, maybe it's not very accurate, but it serves the purpose for a normal person to monitor his health, monitor his, the fat levels, fat percentage, muscle weight, the bone weight. Recently, I've used this equipment for testing the body composition of different sports persons. And it was interesting to see that, normally we talk of women having higher fat levels. And it was true that even the kabaddi players, they had much higher fat levels than a male who is not into, who is like maybe a coco player. So there we get a real information about the existing parameters. This guesswork is left out of that. Maybe it's not very accurate, as I said, for actual pure research, but for monitoring certain situations is very important. And there are nutrition apps such as Healthify, which I myself am using here, and I put some screenshots. These are the different screenshots which I prepared. Now, in the first screenshot, you can see I've taken 2,264 calories out of the 2,350 which was allotted to me. It is allotted to me by the software itself, based on the information which I have put, that is my height, weight, gender, and my exercise habits. And here I've taken, as a breakfast, I've taken this much, a morning snack, lunch, evening snack. And for each of the items, there is how many calories. And actually, if you click on that, you will, and each of the items, they will show how much of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins and fiber is there in each of those food items. And after all that, totaling all that, you can see these proteins, fats, carbs, and fibers. That is gram-wise as well as percentage-wise. And even our workouts, calories expended can be entered into this app, where 603 calories have been burnt by me by running 10 kilometers in 60 minutes, and which is more than what they wanted me to burn. And so it is good for me. And then as a summary, what I did the whole day, that is 2,264 calories out of 2,400 which I have taken. Of course, now here it is on 2,400 because after entering the physical workout, they said you can take another 50 calories extra. So 9 out of 9 glasses I have consumed, which they have suggested. Then 603 calories burnt through exercise, and this is my weight, which is my age. Now, this kind of software is important to motivate us also to lead a healthy lifestyle, lead a positive lifestyle. So, as physician professionals, we should be aware of this, and we should have first-hand information about this by first using it ourselves, then suggesting to people who are in need of this. Then coming to sports marketing, what is the technology involved in sports marketing? We can always, if you have a business, sports business, we can always sell, and we can also buy through all these different e-platform, e-shopping sites. And the world has become small, as I mentioned earlier. It has become small. We can access any kind of equipment which we get from different parts of the world, and we can compare the best products. We can get them at lot of discounts, and this kind of technology has to be used in sports marketing. Then, as I said before, communication, social skills, media is very important. After doing all the hard work of research, sports analysis, and teaching, if you are not into this, I don't think you can communicate with the required people regarding your findings, regarding your research, or regarding analysis. So these are the different social sites which can be used to showcase yourself, to put in your information. Too much of this, it might be a bit bad. You might be hooked onto this like the children are, but too much of everything is always bad. Too much of eating also bad. So we should know when to stop, or how much to use, and how much to, for what to use these skills, use these platforms. I think many of us are using at least 2 or 3 of the platforms, I mean, social media over here. There are others also, but we have to use this to propagate what we are finding, to propagate ourselves, to spread our, to inform other people about what is happening in our department, what is happening in our field. So that is a very important aspect. So without this, I think we'll be in the dark. So I'm sure all of us have seen so many opportunities, so many opportunities. Now, which one should I use? You might be get confused. Many of the things which I presented, you might have been knowing, but some you might not have been knowing. There might be something which I may not be knowing, of course. But since I'm the resource person here, of course, you can always communicate me and you can tell me, because I'm always interested in to know what new technology is there. You can always message me and tell me, sir, there's one more thing which you haven't mentioned. Of course, I may not have mentioned everything. And so I might be new to many things also. But so how can we, what we have discussed here should plant a seed of enterprise, adventure in us. Now I should think how I can use it in my field. What I can use. Of course, we cannot use everything because we're not experts of everything. Our specialization decides what we should follow and what we should adapt to ourselves. For example, if I'm a coach, I can use the coaching software. I can use the, of course, the social media, the social marketing, the teaching the software, the cloud, those I can use. If I'm a hardcore coach, if I'm a professional coach, I can use this analysis softwares like Kinovia or Silicon Coach, those kind of things. So depending on our specialization, depending on our requirements, depending on where we are working, what is the scope of our work, we can always decide what to choose. And then the obvious questions are accessibility and finance. Accessibility is made easy because everything is accessible now, thanks to the networks, thanks to the online nature of all these apps. But finance, what can we do about finance? Many of these softwares are open source and well within our reach. We can get them freely, especially creating e-contents. Even some coaching softwares, the trial versions are there. So for to do small area, to do some instructions and all, these are sufficient for us to understand, to get it across to our students. But suppose you are going for a high-end analysis, research, if you're doing a project, and I think you can always approach the sponsoring agencies like the government, the private sectors, and the research organization. There are a lot of research organizations which will fund research into all these areas. I think if you're interested in research, or if you have a knack for research, I think it is better that you go for a project and get fundings. And with these funds, you can access the facilities, access the equipment, and you can contribute to our field, and you can become technological savvy. And so sports is one area which enjoys the benefits of all the modern development in the last. Be it the food sector, be it the industry, be it teaching, learning, they all experience the development after everything comes to the sports field. It's okay. That is because we are satisfied with where we are. Only when it being forced on us like this, for example, the sports situation, we start looking into it. Let's be proactive. Let's be proactive. Let's look out for these things and not wait for situations to force us to look out for more technology in our area. I have coined a new word, computerify. Of course, don't use it anywhere else. The English purists might curse you or might criticize you. Just for this purpose of this webinar, let's computerify physical education and sports in all the aspects, whether it be teaching, research, coaching, training, administration, marketing, or personal profiling. Let's be technology oriented. Let's raise our field. Let's raise our physical education profession to the level of just like how people see the computer professionals and say, oh, they're all high tech, they're all computer geeks. Let's also be sports geeks or sports and fitness geeks, but in a very positive way. And I wish you all the best wherever you are, whichever field, as whichever capacity you're working in sports and physical education, whether it's an administrator, whether it's a coach, whether it's a student. I wish you all the best in the coming years, and all the best. And thank you for your patience listening. Thank you very much.
Haritha ma'am, please take over, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yeah, sir. Gerald, sir, it was really an eye-opening session, and where you have started with the hardware requirements, World Wide Web, functions of physical education and sports, common softwares used, Google Classrooms, e-content creation techniques, online classes, webinars, and cloud-based solutions. And really, we were not aware that even in sports, so much of technology is used. And really, you have made us very enlightening with your session, and you have also covered like a fitness watch and app-based analysis, video-based analysis, and sports marketing, communication, and social media. And really, it was an amazing session. And there was some 2 to 3 questions from the participants. The first question is from Mr. Sharma, and
Yeah.
the question is like this: is there any national website from where we can set the update information about the physical education and sports?
National website where you can update. Well, what information you have to look, every association, every federation, and they have got their own websites. There is no such thing as a single website where you can update. No, every information can be different, whether it is sports achievements or sports research or those things. You have to go to the particular websites. Well, I am not exactly aware of the exact websites, but there are a lot of organizations which I am sure if you can search into it, you can get to it. But as far as uploading into the websites, I'm not sure what kind of information you want to upload.
Yeah, yes, sir. Thank you. And the next question goes like this, sir. Any aids through which sports performance and biomechanism can be accessed?
Any aids?
Aids.
Uh, well, you're talking of, I don't know if you're talking of computer or you're talking of other equipment. Sports biomechanics is to do with, the application of physics to sports movements. So here what happens is mostly we study the movements and how the forces are acting, how the forces acting on our body will help us to improve our performance or reduce injuries. Well, there are a lot of simple equipment like goniometers. There are, you can say, like I say, I showed you the video, isn't it? I mean, that's a very important aid uh, because simple like video cameras have a lot of options like slow motions and all that. You can use this equipment to your best advantage. I think these are the simple best aids to study the analyze the movements as far as computer technology is concerned. Whereas the other softwares, as I said, Kainov is very it's a free software. It's if you got a little bit of computer literate, I think you can understand the software by seeing the tutorials. And if you're interested in research and analysis, analysis of skills, I think it's very easy. And if you're a professional teaching somewhere, it will be very helpful to you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. And one more last question. It is from some Uttar Pradesh candidate. He has not mentioned his name. Like, which site is there for creating my own personal website? Can you go
Well,
over any site for
yeah,
creating?
I have. Yeah, right. I have used here, which I showed it to you. I have used is wix.com, wix.com. It's a very interactive site. It's very easy to do it. Then there are also Google sites also there are, in the Google platform, Google Suite, there are so many things are there. So Google sites also are there. Um, as I said before, when I was explaining this site, I think it's very essential that all of us do our own websites. It's very interesting and you feel happy when you come on the internet. Oh, I am coming on the internet. I've been seeing all other people on the internet. Now my own pictures and my own information is coming on the internet, which I have created to my taste. Some other people may create to their taste, but I have created according to my taste, putting all the pictures which I feel is good. That, like I said, wix.com and Google sites. And you can search in the internet. You can just Google like a free website creation software. You can access this software.
Yeah, thank you, Gerald, sir. May I now request Mr. Shrikant, Secretary PFI Karnataka and Director of Physical Education in charge Bangalore North University to address the gathering. Over to you, Shrikant, sir.
Very good afternoon, madam. Am I audible?
Good afternoon, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Ah.
you're audible.
Yes, madam. Very good afternoon, Dr. Gerald D'Souza, sir.
Good
Uh, it
afternoon.
was uh, it was pleasure like you took us round to the use of technology in physical education and sports. And I think all these days, till this Corona pandemic had occurred, nobody were much aware. Only it was like aware in the elite level, like people were using technology in sports. But now I think Corona pandemic has given us a lot of ways and opportunities, like where we are using technology in sports in a bigger way. I think in the last 5 months, we have been totally exposed to technology in sports and physical education. And as you said, it is high time for all the physical education and sports professionals to shift to technology and make use of technology at the optimum level. And on behalf of Physical Education Foundation of India Karnataka chapter, I once again thank you for this wonderful session today. You have given thrown light on use of technology in sports, sir. Thank you very much. And in the last few days, I just wanted to talk to you, and this gave me an opportunity to talk to you and listen to you for the whole session. It was a wonderful session, sir. Thank you once again, and I'll be getting back to you shortly, sir.
It's a
And
pleasure for me also. Yeah,
thank you very
it's a
much,
pleasure
sir.
for me.
And to just for all the viewers, those who are viewing this on the YouTube, this is one information what we would like to pass on through Physical Education Foundation of India. We are coming up with one short-term course starting from Monday with the use of online teaching and content development in physical education and sports, which will be organized by Bapu College uh, under Bangalore Central University. I request all the users, those who are interested in learning on digital learning, can just enroll for this event. And one more event what we are coming up is IPR in sports, Intellectual Property Rights in Sports, organized by Vidyodaya Law College under Karnataka State Law University, which will be held on 27th of this month. So people interested in IPR can also log into this and register. And the third event and third very important event, what we are looking out is the Fit India Freedom Run, organized by PEFI once again. And we are almost taking this event to connect around 2 lakh people, youths in Karnataka. And we request all the participants and all the other institutions, schools, colleges to kindly join hands and make this Fit India, this freedom run. Freedom run is not for only independence, it is freedom from stress, freedom from all other issues what we are facing now. And this is high time for us to join hands and get into sports now. And as Sir has told and thrown light about technology, I request all the physical education directors, sports professionals, and all others, those who are involved in physical education and sports, kindly do not quit sports at this COVID pandemic time, because it is high time we keep our trainees, students get connected with sports, because once if they quit sports, I think they'll not be back to sports. That is one thing, and we will be completely losing one generation of youths who will be quitting sports. So this is high time. Make use of the technology and keep them connected with sports, keep them connected with training. And all physical education teachers, directors, give a few workout schedules which we can which students can do it from their home, and keep in touch with fitness and sports. And once sports resumes fully, then again they can be back with sports. And with this, I once again thank Gerald D'Souza sir for his wonderful session. Thank you very much, sir. And I thank all the participants on behalf of Physical Foundation of India Karnataka chapter. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shrikant sir. And I think it's the time to bring down curtains for today's session. Let me conclude this session by conveying the gratitude to the speakers and the other people. If you want to turn your life around, try thankfulness. It will change your life mightily. With these words by Gerald God, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to each and every one of this FDP. Firstly, let me thank our patrons, Sri Soundarya P. Manjappa sir, Chairman, Soundarya Educational Trust, and Srimati Sunita P. Manjappa ma'am, Secretary, Soundarya Educational Trust, for being supportive in successful conduction of this FDP. I also extend my heartfelt gratitude to Mr. Ethan Kumar, CEO, Educational Trust, and Mr. Varun Kumar, Managing Trustee, Soundarya Educational Trust. I also convey my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Suresh C. Hegadi, Principal, Soundarya Institute of Management and Science. Most importantly, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to our speaker of the day, Gerald sir. Thank you very much for your enlightening session, sir. I would also convey my gratitude to Dr. N.D. Virupaksha, Chairman and Director, Department of PG Studies in Physical Education, Coimbatore University. So thank you very much for being with us in all the events. I would also extend my deep sense of gratitude to Dr. Lingaraju, Directorate of Physical Education, Bangalore University. Thank you, sir. I also extend my gratitude to Mr. R. Shrikant, Secretary, PFI Karnataka, and Director of Physical Education, Bangalore North University. Thank you, Shrikant, sir. I would also like to thank all the speakers of the FDP Advisory Committee, Organizing Committee, Technical Committee, and the teaching and non-teaching fraternity of SIMS, and most importantly, the participants of the FDP. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you once again,
Thank you, Gerald,
and
sir.
happy Chauthi to all of you. Enjoy the day.